Hello, everyone, and I just want to say how great it is to be back among the people of St. Thomas, back home after a wonderful trip visiting family out west that Sue and I had a wonderful time able to do this summer. It was a great blessing to us, but it's also great to be back. I want to thank Father Chris and Father Terry for filling in and doing such a great job all summer while we were away. I really appreciate their presence with us at St. Thomas, and I think all of our parishioners do as well. I also want to thank all of you, the members of St. Thomas, for caring for one another during this time of the pandemic and a summer that just continued to wear on with the virus still becoming a major threat to so many in our area. But the church has continued to be the church, and I'm so delighted to know how everyone has reached out and tried to make sure that no one fell between the cracks or was left behind with a need that went unmet. But it's time to think about fall. Unfortunately, instead of calling everyone back to church as we usually do early in September and getting Sunday school started again and kicking off all our fall programming, this year we are planning a fall that is still in the environment of a pandemic. And so in many ways we're going to continue to function as we have over the last several months. It will continue to do so until we feel the time is right for us to make a change. So some information. Our Sunday worship will continue to be both our 8 and 10:15 services. The 8 o'clock service, everyone really enjoys meeting outside in the pavilion, and we're going to continue to do that as long as weather permits. Last Sunday people said we're going to build a fire and we're going to stay out here as long as we possibly can. So we'll be outside if we can for our 8 o'clock service. 10:15 will continue to be in the sanctuary. We'll continue to practice social distancing. We ask everyone to wear masks when they're moving in and out of the church, coming to communion. They're optional while you're seated. And I know some folks feel more comfortable removing their masks when they're seated in the pew, others not. And that's fine. Whatever is most comfortable for you as far as that goes. As much as I would love to be back in church singing at the top of our voices, that's probably not a wise thing to do just yet. It still provides an opportunity to spread the virus. And so we'll continue with music, but without singing. And we'll take this week by week, month by month. And as soon as we feel it's safe to begin to sing again, we will. But for now, we think it's best that we continue with music without singing. We'll continue to do the sanitizing of the church between services. The clergy will be sanitizing their hands before communion and at other times during the service as well. We'll continue all those good practices that we have been doing all summer long. In terms of Christian Ed, right now, it still seems to us that it's not preferable to bring our kids together in person. And so as we kick off Christian Ed, which will be very early in October, it'll be via Zoom with perhaps some in-person gatherings later into the fall. We'll just see how things go. John Bailey, who's leading Christian Ed for us, will be in touch and with all the parents and the kids before October to let you know what our plans are and how you and your children can be part of it. We are going to pick up on adult education. Again, we're going to do that live in the church. We think we can achieve enough separation and people with their masks. We'll do Christian Ed, and we'll begin on September 20th, Sunday the 20th at 9:15. Father Terry began a unit way back in the winter on the Nicene Creed that we had to stop right in the middle. He's going to come back and start that again and do a nice review of what we covered before to refresh everyone's memories, and then we'll continue on for 6 weeks, 6 Sundays. Father Terry will continue on the Nicene Creed. So please join us for that if you feel you can. Our Bible study online that we did through the winter and spring, we're going to be doing that again. I'll be leading a weekday Bible study, probably noon on Wednesdays. I'll get information out in the next week or so about that. We are still debating whether that can be an in-person Bible study or whether it'll strictly be on Zoom. Again, more information on that. We need to see if we feel we can manage it in a safe and efficient way. However, our Monday night online gathering for prayer via Zoom will continue 7 o'clock Monday nights. Thursday night, Compline, a brief time of worship. That'll continue as it has all summer. We'll continue that into the fall as well. You know, it was never God's intent that his people would be physically separated like this. Certainly not for extended periods of time. Yet it has been the case many times through history. Certainly during times of epidemics and plagues, but also during times of war or other kinds of oppression. When churches have been closed and for various reasons, believers were unable to gather in person with one another. But for the first time in history, we have the technology to stay connected. And so it's important that we utilize what we have and that we continue to build both physical and online connections in every way that we can. We still need individuals, ourselves and all of you, to connect with other people around you who are in need. Pick up the phone, call somebody once a week and just check in, see how they're doing, somebody from your church who you may not have heard from for a while. Check in and just make sure all is well with them. And obviously let us know at the church if you identify anybody in a particular need or if you have a need of any kind. We are also happy to bring communion to anyone who doesn't feel comfortable coming to church yet. We understand that, and that's why we continue to provide it virtually, our live stream. But if you'd like communion brought to the home, we're happy to do that. If you would like to host a Eucharist in the home, a service with Holy Communion for your family or perhaps a small gathering of people, any of our clergy would be happy to come and do that for you as well. So let us know if that's something that you would like to take advantage of. In the meantime, we continue to be the church. We continue to share the love of God with one another. Don't let the virus stand between you and your ability to worship God and to do it either in person or online. Continue to worship, continue to pray, and continue to be the church. Thanks so much, and God bless everyone.